Captain Jisoo Park stood tall as she watched the giant alien ship connect with the human space station. Her dark eyes never blinked as the final locks clicked into place. The air felt heavy around her. Today was important. After years of wondering, if humans were alone in space, they had their answer. They were not. Jisoo was 35 years old and in charge of keeping everyone safe during this first meeting with the aliens called Vraxians. Before this job, she had been a soldier for 15 years. She was not tall, but she moved with the quiet strength of someone who knew how to fight and win. "Status report," she said to her team through her small earpiece. "All systems normal, Captain," said Lieutenant Hanbin. He stood nearby, his hand resting near his weapon. He did not draw it. That would send the wrong message to their visitors. "The ambassador is ready. The welcome team is in position." Jisoo nodded. "Good. Remember what we talked about. These aliens do not think like us. Do not show fear. Do not make sudden moves. And do not, under any reason, touch your weapons unless I give the order." The team of 10 security officers nodded. They wore the blue and silver uniforms of Earth's Space Diplomatic Force. Each one had been chosen because they were the best at staying calm under pressure. Jisoo checked the time. 2 minutes until the door opens. Ambassador Do-hun is on his way. As if summoned by her words, Ambassador Do-hun Kim walked into the docking area. He was an older man with gray hair and kind eyes. But Jisoo knew he was also clever and strong-willed. Earth's leaders had picked him carefully for this first meeting. "Captain Park," he greeted her with a small bow. "Are we ready to make history?" "Yes, Ambassador. My team is prepared for any situation." Do-hun smiled. "Let us hope for a peaceful meeting. The future of Earth may depend on it." Jisoo did not return the smile. Her job was not to hope. Her job was to plan for things to go wrong and protect her people when they did. A loud hiss came from the large metal door that connected the human station to the alien ship. Lights changed from red to green. "They're coming," Jisoo said quietly. She moved to stand slightly behind the ambassador where she could watch everything but not seem threatening. The door slid open slowly. Everyone held their breath. 3 tall figures stepped through the door. Jisoo had seen pictures from the first video messages 6 months ago, but seeing Vraxians in person was different. They were huge, at least 8 feet tall. Their bodies were covered in hard, shell-like armor colored deep purple and black. Their heads were shaped like triangles with 4 glowing yellow eyes. They had 4 arms, each ending in hands with 3 long fingers. The one in the middle wore more decorated armor with red markings. This was Commander Grek, the leader of this alien group. The briefing files said he was both a military leader and a diplomat, which seemed strange to humans, but normal for Vraxians. "Welcome to Diplomatic Station Hope," Ambassador Do-hun said, spreading his hands in a gesture of peace. "I am Ambassador Do-hun Kim of Earth. We are honored to meet the representatives of the Vraxian people." The aliens stared down at the humans. Their yellow eyes moved around the room, studying everything. Jisoo noticed they were checking where all the exits were and where her security team stood. These aliens thought like soldiers just as she did. Commander Grek stepped forward. A small device on his chest lit up and translated his clicking, whistling speech into English. "I am Commander Grek of the Vraxian Dominion," the metallic voice said. "We accept your greeting." The ambassador smiled. "We have prepared a tour of our station, followed by a meeting where we can discuss." "We will inspect your station now," Grek interrupted. His translator made the words sound flat, but Jisoo could feel the command in them. "Of course," Ambassador Do-hun said smoothly. "If you'll follow our security protocols first, we can—" The alien commander made a sharp sound that didn't translate. He simply pushed past the ambassador and walked toward the inner door that led to the rest of the station. The 2 other aliens moved to follow him. Jisoo stepped forward, placing herself between the aliens and the door. She kept her hands visible and her voice calm. "Commander Grek," she said clearly. "I am Captain Jisoo Park, head of security. For everyone's safety, we have simple check-in procedures before anyone enters the main station. It will only take a moment." The large alien stopped. All 4 yellow eyes focused on Jisoo. She felt the weight of that stare but did not back down. The commander was at least 3 feet taller than her, but she stood firm. "Move aside," Grek said. "The Vraxian Dominion does not submit to lesser species rules." Jisoo did not move. "With respect, Commander, on this station, these procedures apply to everyone. Even our own leaders follow them." The room grew very quiet. Jisoo could feel her team tensing behind her. The other 2 aliens had moved their hands closer to the strange devices on their belts that might be weapons. Commander Grek made another sound, something like a laugh, but harsher. "You are small and soft. The Dominion has crushed worlds with stronger defenders than you." Before Jisoo could respond, the alien's upper right arm shot out and shoved her hard in the shoulder. She stumbled back 2 steps before catching her balance. "Stand aside, human," the translator said. "Your rules mean nothing to us." Everyone in the room froze. The human security team's hands moved toward their weapons, but stopped when Jisoo held up her hand. The ambassador looked worried. This first meeting was going very badly. Jisoo straightened her uniform slowly. Her face showed no anger, no fear. But something changed in her eyes. They grew colder, more focused. "Commander," she said, in a voice so calm it was almost frightening, "I think there has been a misunderstanding about how things work here." She tapped a small button on her wrist device. Throughout the room, hidden panels in the walls and ceiling slid open, revealing automated weapon systems, all pointed at the 3 aliens. "Perhaps," Jisoo continued in that same calm voice, "we should start this conversation again." The alien commander stared at her. For the first time, those 4 yellow eyes blinked in what might have been surprise. The room was silent except for the soft hum of the weapon systems that had appeared from the walls and ceiling. Every gun was aimed at the 3 tall aliens. Commander Grek stood still, his 4 yellow eyes fixed on Captain Jisoo Park. "What is this?" the alien commander's translation device asked in its flat voice. Jisoo took a slow step forward. She was much smaller than the alien, but she did not seem afraid. Her dark eyes were calm and steady. "This is our security system, Commander," she said. "I designed it myself." Lieutenant Hanbin moved to stand beside her. His hand rested on his weapon, but he did not draw it. The 2 other aliens had already reached for their strange guns, but stopped when red dots from targeting lasers appeared on their chest armor. Jisoo looked up at Commander Grek. "I think we should start over. On this station, we have rules. These rules keep everyone safe. Even important visitors must follow them." Ambassador Dohun cleared his throat nervously. "Perhaps there has been a misunderstanding. We meant no offense, Commander Grek. Our security procedures are simple and quick." The alien commander made a clicking sound that the translator did not change into words. He looked around the room, at all the weapons pointed at him and his crew. "Your species was described as weak and fearful," Grek said finally. "This response is unexpected." Jisoo allowed herself a small smile. "Humans are full of surprises, Commander." She tapped her wrist device again. The weapon systems remained visible but pulled back slightly. It was a small gesture to show she wanted peace but was ready for trouble. "Before I was put in charge of diplomatic security," Jisoo said, "I spent 15 years in Earth's special forces. I fought in the colony wars. I commanded troops in space battles. My job now is to protect this station and everyone on it, including you and your team, Commander." She gestured to a nearby scanning arch. "Our security check takes less than 20 seconds. It makes sure no one brings dangerous items or unknown technology into the main station. Everyone follows this rule, even our own leaders." Commander Grek seemed to study her for a long moment. The other 2 aliens looked at each other. They made soft clicking sounds, talking in their own language. "You threatened the representatives of the Vraxian Dominion," Grek said. "This is not a peaceful action." Jisoo shook her head. "You pushed a security officer who was doing her job. That was not peaceful either. I showed you our security measures so you understand we take safety seriously." She took another step closer to the alien commander. Her voice became quieter. "In Vraxian culture, strength earns respect, am I right?" The commander tilted his triangle-shaped head. "Yes." On Earth, we respect strength too, but we also respect rules and fairness. Jisoo pointed to the ambassador. He speaks for Earth. I protect Earth. We each have our jobs. When you pushed me, you showed disrespect to all humans. Ambassador Do-hun stepped forward carefully. What Captain Park means is that we hope our two species can work together with mutual respect. These first meetings are important for building trust. Jisoo kept her eyes on Commander Grek. The ambassador is being polite. I am being direct. If you want these talks to continue, you will follow our basic security rules, or you can return to your ship, and we can try again another day. The room grew quiet again. The human security team waited, hands near their weapons. The two alien guards stood frozen, aware of the targeting lasers still pointed at them. After what seemed like a very long time, Commander Grek made a sound that might have been a laugh. You are small but fierce, the translation device said. The Dominion respects strength even in soft creatures. The alien commander turned to his guards and made a series of clicking sounds. They stepped back, moving their hands away from their weapons. We will follow your procedures, Grek said, turning back to Jisoo. Show us what we must do. Jisoo nodded and tapped her wrist device again. Most of the weapon systems slid back, into the walls and ceiling, though a few remained visible. She pointed to the scanning arch. This way, please. The scan is quick and painless, Lieutenant Hanbin whispered to her as the aliens moved toward the scanner. That was close. I thought we were going to have a fight. We still might, Jisoo whispered back. Stay alert, I don't trust them yet. The first alien guard stepped through the scanner. Lights blinked green around the arch. Hanbin checked the readings on a small screen. Clear, he said. The second guard followed. Again, the scanner showed green lights. When it was Commander Grek's turn, he paused before the arch. He looked down at Jisoo. In the Vraxian Dominion, a display of force demands a response, he said. You have shown your strength. Are you prepared for ours? Jisoo met his four-eyed gaze without blinking. Earth has been preparing for first contact for hundreds of years, Commander. We hope for peace but trained for all possibilities. If your response is peaceful, you will find us good friends. If not... She left the sentence unfinished. The alien commander studied her face. Interesting. Your species is physically weak, yet you do not act weak. Humans have survived on Earth for thousands of years, Jisoo said. We have fought each other, disease, hunger, and natural disasters. We are stronger than we look. Grek nodded slowly. So it seems. He stepped through the scanner. The lights blinked green, then yellow, then green again. Hanbin checked the readings. There's something strange about his armor, but the scanner says it's not dangerous, just unusual technology. Jisoo nodded. Thank you, Commander Grek, for your cooperation. Now Ambassador Do-hun can show you the station as planned. The ambassador stepped forward eagerly. Yes, we have prepared a tour that will show you our research facilities, living quarters, and the conference room where we will hold our discussions. As the group began to move toward the inner door, Commander Grek stepped close to Jisoo. Captain Park, he said quietly, you have earned the attention of the Dominion today. Few species surprise us. Fewer still stand firm when we test them. Jisoo kept her face calm, but inside she felt a chill. This had been a test? What would have happened if she had backed down? I hope your attention brings positive results, Commander, she said carefully. The alien made that strange laughing sound again. That depends on what happens next. The Dominion respects strength but crushes weakness. Remember that. With those words, he followed the ambassador through the door into the main station. His two guards walked behind him. Jisoo watched them go, her mind racing. This first meeting had almost turned into a disaster. Now she wasn't sure if they had avoided trouble or just delayed it. Hanbin, she said to her lieutenant, tell the security team to stay on high alert. And I want to know everything these aliens do while they're on our station. Hanbin nodded. Do you think they're planning something? Jisoo's eyes narrowed as she watched the aliens disappear down the corridor with the ambassador. I think, she said slowly, that we just passed, a test we didn't know we were taking, and I think that was just the beginning. Captain Jisoo Park sat in the station security office, watching the screens that showed every part of the diplomatic station. 6 hours had passed since the tense first meeting with the Vraxians. So far, the aliens had followed the tour without further problems, but Jisoo did not trust the calm. "They're in the dining area now," Lieutenant Hanbin said, pointing to one of the screens. "The ambassador is showing them Earth foods." Jisoo nodded. She watched Commander Grek on the screen. The tall alien stood apart from the others, his 4 yellow eyes constantly moving, studying everything. "He's mapping our station," she said, "learning our strengths and weaknesses." Hanbin looked worried. "Do you think they plan to attack?" Jisoo shook her head. "Not yet. They're still deciding what to do with us." She stood up from her chair. "I'm going to the dining area. I want to watch them up close." "Should I come with you?" "No. Stay here and monitor everything. Let me know if the other 2 guards do anything unusual." Jisoo walked quickly through the station's corridors. Other humans stepped aside as she passed. Everyone knew what had happened at the docking area. Word had spread fast that the captain had stood up to the alien commander. When she reached the dining area, she paused in the doorway. Ambassador Dohun was showing the aliens different Earth foods on a large table. The 2 alien guards stood back, watching. Commander Grek was holding a red apple, turning it in his 4-fingered hand. Jisoo entered the room quietly and stood near the wall. She did not want to interrupt, only observe. But Commander Grek noticed her immediately. His 4 eyes turned to look at her, then back to the apple. "Your planet grows these?" the translator on his chest asked. The ambassador nodded. "Yes, these are called apples. They are a common fruit on Earth. We grow many kinds of fruits and vegetables. The Dominion does not grow food," Grek said. "We create it in machines. More efficient. Earth tried synthetic food," the ambassador explained, "but most humans prefer natural foods. We find they taste better." Grek made a clicking sound. "Taste is not important. Survival is important." Jisoo watched this exchange with interest. The Vraxians seemed very practical. They valued efficiency and strength. This matched the reports from the first video messages 6 months ago. Commander Grek set down the apple and turned to face Jisoo. "The security captain returns," he said. His translator made the words sound flat, but Jisoo thought she heard something like humor in the alien's actual voice. "I'm checking all areas of the station," Jisoo said simply. "It's my job." "You check?" "On us," Grek said. "You do not trust the Dominion." Jisoo decided to be honest. "I don't know enough about the Dominion to trust or distrust it yet. I'm being careful." The alien made that strange laughing sound again. "Wise. The Dominion does not trust new species either." Ambassador Dohun looked nervous. "Captain Park is very dedicated to her work. Now perhaps you would like to try some of our—" "I would speak with the security captain," Grek interrupted. "Alone." The room grew quiet. The ambassador looked at Jisoo with worry in his eyes. "It's okay," Jisoo told him. "I'll speak with the commander." The ambassador hesitated, then nodded. "We will continue the tour in the science lab when you're ready, Commander." He led the 2 alien guards out of the room, leaving Jisoo alone with Grek. The alien commander was nearly 3 feet taller than Jisoo. He looked down at her with all 4 of his yellow eyes. "Your response at the docking area was unexpected," he said. "The report said humans were weak and afraid of conflict." Jisoo crossed her arms. "Your reports were wrong." "Yes," Grek agreed. "The Dominion does not like being wrong. Neither do humans." The alien picked up the apple again. "The Vraxian Dominion has met 12 other species among the stars. Only 4 still exist as free people." Jisoo felt a chill run down her spine. "Was that a threat?" She kept her face calm. "What happened to the others?" she asked. "They serve the Dominion now," Grek said simply. "Some fought, some surrendered. All were too weak to remain independent." Jisoo thought carefully before answering. "And what does the Dominion plan for humans?" Greg crushed the apple in his hand. Red juice and white flesh dripped between his fingers. "That has not been decided," he said. "The first meeting often tells us much. Your species was expected to be soft like this fruit, easy to crush." Jisoo watched the destroyed apple fall to the floor. "As I said, your reports were wrong." "Yes," Greg agreed. "Humans are more interesting than we thought." He wiped his hand clean. "You have weapons. You have courage. But the Dominion has conquered species with both. What else do humans have?" Jisoo met his gaze. "We have something your other conquered species may not have had." "What is that?" "A long history of fighting each other," Jisoo said. "Humans have practiced war for thousands of years. We've gotten very good at it. We don't want war with the Fraxians, but we're ready if it comes." Greg tilted his head. "You threaten the Dominion?" "No," Jisoo said. "I'm being honest with you. You value strength. I'm telling you that humans are stronger than you think." The alien was silent for a long moment. Then he made a strange gesture with his upper hands. "In the Dominion, honesty is also valued," he said. "Few speak truth to the strong." "Then let me speak more truth," Jisoo said. "These meetings can go two ways. We can find things we both value and build a relationship that helps both our peoples, or we can focus on our differences and end up in conflict." "And which do you prefer, Captain Park?" "Peace is always better than war," Jisoo said. "But peace must come with respect. If the Dominion cannot respect humans as equals, there will be problems." Greg studied her face. "You are not afraid to speak directly to me. Most species fear Vraxian commanders." Jisoo shrugged. "Fear doesn't help me do my job." The alien made that strange laughing sound again. "The Dominion's first report said humans would be easy to conquer. Our ships could destroy your cities from orbit. Your weapons are primitive compared to ours." Jisoo didn't respond. She knew this was probably true. "But," Greg continued, "conquering a planet is easy. Holding it is hard. A species that does not fear, that fights even when victory seems impossible. This is a difficult species to control." "Is that what you want?" Jisoo asked. "To control Earth?" Greg made a different sound, one she hadn't heard before. "The Dominion always seeks to grow stronger. New worlds, new resources, new subjects all make us stronger." "There are other ways to grow stronger," Jisoo suggested. "Allies can make you stronger too. Trade, shared knowledge, cooperation. These things can benefit both humans and Vraxians." The alien commander was quiet for a moment. Then he said, "An interesting idea. The Dominion has few allies. Most species are too weak to be worthy." "Maybe you've been looking for the wrong things," Jisoo said. "Strength isn't just about weapons or fighting." Greg tilted his head again. "Explain." "Humans are good at adapting," Jisoo said. "We solve problems in different ways. We create art and music. We explore because we're curious, not just to find resources. These things make us strong in different ways." The alien seemed to consider this. "The Dominion values useful things. Are these useful?" "They've helped humans survive on Earth for thousands of years," Jisoo pointed out. "And now we're in space meeting other species. I would say they're very useful." Commander Greg was silent for a long time. Then he said, "You have given me much to think about, Captain Park. The Dominion must recalculate its approach to humans." He turned to leave, then stopped and looked back at her. "You did well to stand against me when I pushed you. A lesser being would have fallen or run away. You have earned something rare, the interest of the Dominion." With those words, he walked out of the room to rejoin the tour. Jisoo watched him go, wondering if she had made things better or worse. Had she convinced him that humans were worth respecting? Or had she just shown him that humans would be difficult to conquer? She touched the communication device on her wrist. "Hanbin, keep watching the aliens carefully. I think we've given Commander Greg something to think about, but I'm not sure if that's good or bad for us." "Understood, Captain," Hanbin's voice replied. "What do you think will happen next?" Jisoo looked at the crushed apple on the floor. "I think the real test is just beginning. 2 days had passed since the first meeting with the Vraxians. The talks between Ambassador Dohun and Commander Grek had been going better than expected. Today, the humans planned to show the aliens more about Earth culture. Jisoo walked through the corridor toward the station's garden area. This was her favorite part of the station, a large room filled with plants from Earth. Trees, flowers, and vegetables grew under special lights that acted like the sun. The air smelled fresh and clean. When she entered the garden, she was surprised to see Commander Grek already there. The tall alien stood alone among the green plants, looking at a small tree with white flowers. Jisoo considered leaving, but Grek had already noticed her. He turned his 4 yellow eyes toward her. "Captain Park," the translator on his chest said, "you are early for the cultural presentation." Jisoo nodded. "I like to come here when I have free time. It reminds me of Earth." The alien looked around, at the plants. "Your species brings pieces of your planet with you to space. Interesting. Don't Vraxians miss their homeworld when they travel?" Grek made a sound she had not heard before. "Vraxians are born to serve the Dominion. Where we are is not important. Only the mission matters." Jisoo walked closer to him. The past 2 days had been peaceful. No more pushing or threats. Maybe they were making progress. "What is your home world like?" she asked. The alien was quiet for a moment. "Vrax Prime is a world of mountains and deep valleys. The air is thicker than Earth's. The gravity is stronger. It made our species tough." "Sounds beautiful," Jisoo said. Grek tilted his head. "Beautiful? This is not a word Vraxians use for planets. Useful, strong, defendable. These are our words." Jisoo smiled a little. "Humans see beauty in many things: landscapes, plants, art, music. Beauty matters to us. This is why you grow these plants? For beauty?" "Partly," Jisoo said. "They also clean the air and provide food. Some have medical uses, but yes, we also grow them because they're beautiful and make us feel good." The alien touched a leaf with one long finger. "The Dominion would call this inefficient, using space for plants that only serve to please the eye." "Is efficiency the most important thing to Vraxians?" "Strength is most important," Grek said. "Efficiency leads to strength. Weakness is not allowed." Jisoo thought about this. Humans have different ideas about strength. Sometimes what seems weak can actually be strong in a different way. The alien made his laughing sound. "Explain." Jisoo pointed to a small plant with purple flowers. "This plant makes medicine that can save lives. It looks small and weak, but it has strength that matters to us." "This is not strength," Grek argued. "This is usefulness. Isn't being useful a kind of strength?" The alien was silent for a moment. Then he said, "The Dominion values useful things, and people, but they must also be strong enough to survive." Other humans began to enter the garden. The cultural presentation would start soon. Jisoo saw musical instruments being set up in one corner. "Will you stay for the presentation?" she asked Grek. "We're going to show some Earth music and art." "Yes," the alien said. "The ambassador invited us. I wish to understand humans better." More people entered the garden. The 2 Vraxian guards came in and stood near the door, watching everyone carefully. Jisoo noticed they always kept their hands near their weapons, just like her own security team. Ambassador Dohun approached them with a smile. "Commander Grek, I see you've already found our garden. What do you think?" "It is very human," the alien replied. The ambassador laughed. "Yes, I suppose it is. Please, the presentation is about to begin. We have seats for you and your guards." Jisoo followed as they moved to the center of the garden where chairs had been set up. She sat in the back row where she could watch everyone. Hanbin sat beside her. "Everything quiet?" she asked him quietly. "Yes, Captain," he whispered. "But the alien ship has been sending signals to their home world. We can't decode them, but there have been a lot of transmissions." Jisoo nodded. "They're reporting everything they learn about us." A young woman named Minji stepped forward with a wooden string instrument called a gyagium. She sat down and began to play, her fingers moving across the strings. The music was soft and gentle, filling the garden with sweet sounds. Jisoo watched Commander Grek. The alien sat very still, all four eyes focused on the woman playing music. What was he thinking? Did Vraxians have music? When Minji finished playing, everyone clapped. The Vraxians watched this but did not join in. Next, an older man demonstrated traditional Korean painting, using a brush and black ink to create a picture of mountains and trees. He explained how this art form had existed for thousands of years on Earth. Jisoo kept her eyes on Commander Grek. The alien seemed interested, tilting his head as he watched the painter work. After the painting, there was more music, then dancing. Two people performed a traditional dance with flowing movements. Jisoo noticed the Vraxian guards exchanging looks. Were they impressed or confused? When the presentations ended, Ambassador Do-hun stood up. This is just a small sample of Earth's cultural traditions. Each region of our planet has its own music, art, and dance. We hope this helps you understand humans better. Commander Grek rose to his feet. He was so tall he towered over everyone in the room. "The Dominion thanks you for this display," he said. It was educational. "Do Vraxians have similar cultural traditions?" the ambassador asked. Grek was quiet for a moment. "The Dominion values, battle songs, and victory monuments. We do not spend time on things that do not strengthen us for war or conquest." The room grew quiet. It was an uncomfortable reminder that the Vraxians were a warrior species with a history of conquering others. "Yet you spend time watching our traditions," Jisoo said, standing up. "That shows curiosity. Curiosity is a strength too." The alien turned to look at her. "Explain." "Curiosity helps us learn new things," Jisoo said. "It helps us understand other species, other ways of thinking. Understanding your enemy or your friend gives you an advantage." "Yes," Grek agreed. "This is true. The Dominion studies all species we encounter." "And what have you learned about humans so far?" Jisoo asked. The alien commander looked around the garden, at the humans, the plants, the musical instruments. "Humans are complicated," he said finally. "You value things the Dominion does not understand. Beauty, music, growing plants. Yet you are not weak as we expected. You build weapons. You stand firm when threatened." He looked directly at Jisoo. "You push back when pushed. That's because all those things you don't understand, beauty, music, growing plants, those are the things we fight to protect," Jisoo explained. "They give our lives meaning. They're worth defending." Grek made a sound his translator didn't catch. Then he said, "The Dominion must reconsider many things about humans." He turned to the ambassador. "We will continue our talks tomorrow. I must report to my leaders about what we have learned." As the aliens left the garden, Hanbin leaned close to Jisoo. "Do you think we're making progress? Will they see us as allies instead of targets?" Jisoo watched the tall figure of Commander Grek disappear through the door. "I don't know, but I think we've given them something to think about. They expected simple animals they could easily conquer. Instead, they found a species that pushes back, that values both strength and beauty." "Is that enough to change their minds?" Jisoo shrugged. "Maybe, or maybe not. But we've shown them that humans won't be easy to conquer. That alone might make them reconsider." She looked around the garden at the trees and flowers from Earth. Things worth protecting, things worth fighting for. "Tomorrow will be the real test," she said. "The final day of talks. That's when we'll find out if Commander Grek still regrets pushing me that first day." The final day of the talks had arrived. Jisoo stood outside the main conference room watching as station workers made last-minute preparations. Today would decide the future relationship between humans and Vraxians. Would it be peace or war? "Captain, Park," a voice called. Jisoo turned to see Ambassador Do-hun walking toward her. The older man looked tired but hopeful. "Ambassador," she greeted him with a small bow. "Are you ready for today's meeting?" "As ready as I can be," he said with a smile. The past 3 days have gone better than I expected, thanks in part to you. Jisoo shook her head. I just did my job. You did more than that, the ambassador said. You showed the Vraxians that humans are strong in our own way. That first impression was important. Before Jisoo could respond, her communication device beeped. It was Hanbin. Captain, the Vraxian ship is preparing to dock again. Commander Grek and his team are arriving for the final meeting. I'll be right there, Jisoo said. She turned to the ambassador. Shall we go welcome our guests? They walked together to the docking area. Jisoo thought about the past 3 days, the tense first meeting, the private talk with Commander Grek, the cultural presentation. Had any of it changed the Vraxians' view of humans? When they reached the docking area, Jisoo's security team was already in position. Hanbin stood near the airlock door, looking nervous. Anything unusual? Jisoo asked him. Their ship is bigger today, Hanbin reported. They brought a different vessel. Jisoo frowned. Why would they change ships? Before Hanbin could answer, the airlock door began to open. Jisoo moved to stand beside the ambassador, her hand near her weapon just in case. Commander Grek stepped through the door first. He looked even taller and more imposing than before. Behind him came 5 Vraxian guards, not the usual 2. They wore more elaborate armor with new weapons at their sides. Jisoo tensed. This was not a good sign. Commander Grek, Ambassador Dohun said with a bow. Welcome back to Station Hope for our final day of talks. The alien commander's 4 yellow eyes surveyed the room. When he saw Jisoo, he seemed to focus on her. Captain Park, he said, ignoring the ambassador. I have been thinking about our conversations. Jisoo nodded but did not relax. And what have you decided, Commander? Grek made a gesture with his upper hands. The Vraxian guards spread out around the room. Jisoo's team touched their weapons, but did not draw them. The Dominion has existed for 12,000 years, Grek said. In that time, we have encountered many species. Some became our subjects, some were destroyed. Few have earned our respect. The room was very quiet. No one moved. Jisoo kept her eyes on Grek, ready for anything. 3 days ago, a small human female stood against me, the commander continued. She did not back down when pushed. She showed strength when we expected weakness. He turned to the ambassador. In the days that followed, we learned that humans value things the Dominion does not understand. Music, art, growing plants for beauty. These seemed like weaknesses to us. Jisoo watched Grek carefully. Where was this going? But we have also seen that these strange values give humans strength. You fight to protect these things. You find meaning in them. This is interesting to the Dominion. Ambassador Dohun smiled nervously. We are pleased that you find our culture interesting, Commander. Today we hope to discuss a friendship agreement between our peoples. Grek made his strange laughing sound. Friendship is not a word the Dominion uses often, but perhaps it is time we learned new words. He reached into a pocket in his armor and pulled out a small metal object. It was flat and round with strange markings on it. He held it out toward Jisoo. What is this? She asked, not reaching for it. A mark of respect, Grek said. Among Vraxians, it signifies a worthy opponent. Few non-Vraxians have ever received one. Jisoo looked at the ambassador, who nodded slightly. Carefully, she took the metal disc from Grek's hand. Thank you, Commander, she said. But I hope we can be more than worthy opponents. I hope we can be allies. Grek tilted his head. The Dominion does not have allies. We have rulers and subjects, but... He paused, looking around at the humans. Perhaps there are other possibilities we have not considered. He turned to the ambassador. I am authorized to offer humans a different arrangement than we have offered other species. Not subjugation, but cooperation. Ambassador Dohun could not hide his surprise. Cooperation? You mean as equals? Not equals, Grek said quickly. The Dominion recognizes no equals, but as valued associates. Your species has qualities that could be useful to us, and perhaps we have knowledge that could benefit humans. Jisoo studied the commander's alien face. Was this real? Or some trick? What changed your mind? She asked directly. 3 days ago, you seemed ready to conquer Earth. Greg's 4 eyes focused on her. You did, Captain Park. When I pushed you, you pushed back. Not with anger or fear, but with strength and control. It made me curious. The Dominion values strength, but we had not considered that strength could take different forms. He gestured to his guards. I have reported to my leaders that humans would make difficult subjects but potentially valuable associates. They have agreed to try this new approach. Ambassador Dohan looked like he might cry with relief. This is wonderful news, Commander. We can begin discussing the details of our cooperation right away. As the ambassador led the way to the conference room, Greg fell into step beside Jisoo. The metal disc I gave you, he said quietly. Keep it with you always. It marks you as someone the Dominion respects. It will protect you if you ever meet other Vraxians. Is that likely? Jisoo asked. More likely now, Greg said. Our peoples will have much contact in the future. Not all Vraxians will understand this new arrangement, at first. Some will test humans as I tested you. Jisoo looked up at the tall alien. And if they push us? Greg made his laughing sound. Push back, Captain Park. Always push back. They entered the conference room where tables and chairs had been arranged for the final meeting. The humans and Vraxians took their places. Jisoo stood behind the ambassador while Greg sat across from him. Before we begin, Greg said, I wish to make something clear. The Dominion's offer of cooperation is genuine, but it is also new to us. We do not know if it will work. If humans show weakness in the future, some in the Dominion will push to change our approach. Ambassador Dohan nodded. We understand, Commander. Building trust between different species takes time. It also takes strength, Greg added, looking at Jisoo. Remember that. The talks began with both sides discussing trade, technology sharing, and communication systems. Jisoo watched it all with a mixture of hope and caution. This was a better outcome than she had expected, but she knew it was fragile. As the meeting continued, Hanbin whispered to her, Do you think it will last? This cooperation? Jisoo touched the metal disc in her pocket. I don't know, but we've earned a chance to find out. And if they ever push us again, we push back, Hanbin finished with a smile. Exactly, Jisoo said. We push back. She looked at Commander Greg across the table. The alien caught her eye and made a small gesture with one hand, a sign of respect among warriors. Jisoo returned the gesture. 3 days ago, an alien commander had shoved her, expecting her to fall. Instead, she had stood firm, changing the course of human-Vraxian relations. It wasn't peace yet, but it was a beginning. A chance for something better than war, and all because she refused to be pushed aside.